Okay, it's time. Rogue One, a Star Wars story spoiler talk. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. I highly recommend you go watch the movie. See it twice, see it 3 times, do whatever you want. And then come back, watch the video, and I was going to say we'll discuss, but I'm talking to a camera that doesn't talk back. It's like all my friendships. And real quickly, I want to talk about something just briefly. I was so devastated and sad when I found out Carrie Fisher had passed away. What a fucking bummer, for many reasons. First off, she's our princess. She is our princess. She's the ultimate princess of the galaxy. Just an awesome... I've heard all these stories after she passed, all these different posts and links of all these awesome things she did. Here's how she rewrote The Empire Strikes Back and stuff like that. She was a fucking cool person, okay? And we're really gonna miss her too, because episode 8's coming out. I don't know if they finished filming that. I don't know if they got to do a Paul Walker thing with her. But it makes the ending of this movie all the more special in a way. It gives it even more impact now that she's passed away and you see how Rogue One ends. And it's just a bummer. It's really sad. I'm definitely going to miss her because she's Princess Leia. She's General Leia Organa. I don't know what they're going to do for Star Wars Episode 9. They might have to Paul Walker her or something, which will be just... Because, you know, the impact in Furious 7 of the Paul Walker tribute at the end, I can't imagine that for Carrie Fisher. My God, everyone will just be weeping the whole movie. But we lost an awesome person, and I'm just fucking bummed. Not to mention her mother passing away right after, like a day later, her mom had passed. It's just like, oh, time, you cruel bitch. Life, you cruel twist of fate. It's really sad. But yeah, Rogue One, when I first watched this, blown away. It almost recreated my feelings of The Force Awakens, but that was like the height. I've never been more hyped for a movie since maybe Dark Knight Rises, because it was just so built up, and I bet I even have some of them still. I'm just gonna go look. I had a bunch of these. I found one of them. Like Subway lunch bags. I was buying everything Star Wars I could. I was getting sucked in like, yes, I can't wait. Star Wars back in the theater. This is going to be amazing. And I sat there and it started. And from beginning to end, it was just like constantly on the edge of tears, blowing my geek load all over the theater. It was just amazing and incredible. And this, like, I wasn't that hyped. I was like, that's probably going to be good. But like my hype, it's like The Force Awakens broke my hype boner and I just can't get it up. Like, it got up a little bit for Batman v Superman, and since then just kind of, it's dead. So I'm waiting. Basically, now that the new year started, I can get it back up again for episode 8. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. If you saw my review, check it out. I really enjoyed it, A+, but and keep in mind this, I haven't rewatched the movie yet, I haven't had a chance, but I've said this many times, when time goes on, your opinion on a movie can strengthen or weaken, and depending on how good a movie is, it'll either stay, like, it'll hold up, or it's like, well, you know, maybe not quite. And I've heard, like, I've watched some reviews, I've heard some criticisms, and I was like, that's actually a fair point. And some things were mentioned where it's like, that totally flew over my head in the review. When I was sat down to do the review, I was sitting there talking, and it's like, don't forget to mention this. Nope. But the characters, that's kind of a weak point for the movie a little bit. I think Felicity Jones is good, has a very fleshed out character, likable, not the best. Yeah, I loved Rey and Finn, Kylo Ren. I loved everyone else a lot more from Force Awakens, just as a point-by-point comparison of, here's another recent Star Wars movie that just did it so much better in a lot of aspects. But like, Jyn Erso is good. Diego Luna's character, Cassian, he was like a good performance, but the character was so bare bones minimalism that after a while, just like, yeah, he's not going to stick with me. And that's important for movies, to have a character that you want to watch, characters that bring you back to a story to enjoy. Like, the movie itself I still think is really good, but the characters are important. Alan Tudyk as K2SO and Donnie Yen, both fantastic, great characters, love them. Donnie Yen and K2SO, very small supporting characters, but they really steal the show. Donnie Yen's sidekick, like that dude, I'm forgetting his name at the moment. He's fine, but again, a little underdeveloped maybe. Riz Ahmed, he actually, like, when I thought about him more, like, yeah, I thought he did a fine performance, but he was actually not even necessary to the movie. His character did almost nothing besides being a defecting pilot, and I mean, Finn in Force Awakens, he, like, ran away from the First Order, and that was a lot more fleshed out than in this, where it's like, why did he defect? Why does he matter? Why is he in this movie? I don't know. He was good in Nightcrawler, steady hands, Rick, but just, he was unnecessary and a total waste. Forrest Whitaker, it's a weird performance, but I liked it. having seen it the one time and not remembering it too well. It was weird, but not necessary really to the movie. Kind of an unnecessary character, kind of overcomplicates things. And then the squid scene, that I totally forgot about, wish I talked about in my original review. That shit was so unnecessary. He's interrogating Riz Ahmed like, I'll find out if you're lying or telling the truth. This squid will read your mind and all that, and it may drive you insane. Like, all of that was so unnecessary. Just, what does that lead to? He's in jail and he's kind of like, I'm the pilot. I'm the pilot. Like, it was a waste of time. The movie could have been a little bit shorter, got more to the point if they cut out some of that unnecessary type shit that was in the movie. And I feel bad. That's one of those things where it's like I maybe fanboyed out a little bit, like, no, it's Star Wars, it's awesome. And I kind of missed a few things that, like I said, went over my head or didn't think of. Like doing the review, I said Riz Ahmed was fine, but I failed to mention that he was a wasted character that had no purpose, as with Forrest Whitaker. I fanboyed a little too much. My apologies, you deserve better. I should really, not overthink, but I should really think about the movie before I talk it. My bad. And then Krennic, I thought he was pretty good. He was like Tarkin, he was like General Hux. He's one of these Empire First Order characters that they're the general dude in charge of stuff that's not nearly as cool as a Kylo Ren or Darth Vader, but I thought he was good. Deliciously hammy a little bit, and he does that sometimes and I like it. What's his face? Mads Mikkelsen was fine. And then the best part of the movie, hands down, Darth frickin' Vader, man. He was really a standout, and I didn't want to talk about in my original review, I didn't want to talk about him because I don't want to be the one to ruin that. Because God forbid, because truthfully, I try not to watch trailers unless I can help it. Like, it's Star Wars. Fine, I'll fucking watch it. And sometimes it's like I'm in the theater and they play trailers. What am I going to do? Go like this? Like, that's kind of distracting to other people. Get up and leave, and then I come back, someone stole my seat. Like, you piece of shit! So, what can you do sometimes? And a Batman v Superman trailer, that'll probably be harmless until I see fucking Doomsday. You know, things happen. But I don't think Darth Vader should have been in the trailer. He shouldn't have been on the poster. Imagine a world. Imagine a different universe. The multiverse, Earth 2. And on that one, people go see Rogue One because it's a Star Wars movie, not because they sell it. Darth Vader's in it, all this. Audiences are a little bit smarter and like, Star Wars is always good for the most part. Let's go see it. And then they get surprised by things. Things aren't all in the trailer. They get surprised, holy shit, Darth Vader's here. And he's awesome. And then we don't have all these expectations, but we go in, we live in a world. It's said right before A New Hope. Is Darth Vader in it? Fuck yeah, here's all these shots of him. I get it, and it didn't ruin him in the movie, but imagine the surprise. And he's an interesting thing to talk about because he is by far the best part and also slightly misused. Because we get some other characters too. We get Tarkin back, which is really surprising. And when he first showed up, it was awesome. He's standing looking out the window and you see his reflection. I'm like, that's a cool way to use him. And then he turns around and it's CG Tarkin like young Michael Douglas, young Robert Downey Jr. in the Marvel movies. Because Marvel and Disney, they owned their one together with their technology and everything. Okay, we get young Tarkin again. Or not dead Tarkin, he passed away a long time ago. And he's here doing a scene. I'm like, that's cool. And I'll be honest, a lot of people I heard criticize saying the CGI was bad all over the place. From the one time I watched it, admitted the first couple seconds like, holy shit, this is fantastic. Oh, they got Tarkin back. Oh, this is that technology. This is gonna be fucking awesome. This is cool. But I didn't think he looked bad. I thought it looked good. I know there's a little bit of an uncanny valley where it's like, I know he's dead, so I know that CGI. But it looked pretty damn good to me. And then later we get Princess Leia's. And that was such a great way to end it too. Because I got so excited like, oh shit, are they going to do it with Leia? And they did. And that blew my melon. We'll talk about that more later. But we got Tarkin. And they use Tarkin a lot. And I don't mind using Tarkin. But you have Darth Vader. And the Canadian little boy in me that doesn't want to ask for too much and be selfish is like, that's good, we got a little bit of Vader. Thank you for giving us Vader. It's really good. But I'll try to pretend to be American for a minute and be like, we should have got more fucking Vader. You have the makeup, you have the dude in the costume, whoever it is. James Earl Jones is still alive to do the voice. Have Vader take almost all of Tarkin scenes. Cut Tarkin down to a small amount because he's got to be CGI anyway. That's expensive. Put Vader in there. And use him. He's the Dark Lord of the Sith of the fucking amazing awesomeness. He's the best villain ever in cinematic history, or at least one of them. Use him a lot more. He's cool. We want to see him. We get one awesome badass scene and one really cute scene. Don't choke on your aspirations. We want more of that. Give us more. Okay, he's also taking a bath, which I thought made sense. You know, he's all fucking fried and toasted. Might as well keep him in a water chamber. That was a cool little touch. But Vader's awesome when they do use him, and I would have appreciated more. They could have did more, because Tarkin's CGI probably was expensive. Would have been easier to do some awesome Vader, and we would have been even happier. But thank you for giving us Vader. Maybe one day we'll get Vader in another movie, but it'd been nice if they did in this one. Just give us another 10 minutes of awesomeness. That would have been nice. But then, to the movie now. Okay, so Jyn Erso's dad created the Death Star. He, against his will, was forced to help build it, and they do a plot hole fix that's amazing. Going in the trailer, they said, like, your father's instrumental in building the Death Star. And in the back of my head, I went, I wonder if that's why it was easy to destroy, because he probably is not fully willing, so I wonder if they did that. That was just a tidbit of a thought, like, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? And then watching the movie, where he's explaining, like, Jyn, in the Death Star, there's a one flaw, so insignificant, no one could ever discover it. And I was like, oh shit, they did it. And I got goosebumps. I'm getting them now. Where it's like, yeah, he's the reason that little thing, that small, insignificant, no one would ever notice it. They'd build it twice and they'd still not notice. It's really easy to break from just a little blaster bolt. It's like, yes, they did that. They actually fixed a plot hole that seems so silly, and it's actually fixed now. It's like, that's instrumental. This helps tie into A New Hope in a great way, and it connects it really good. I love that. That was fantastic. And then, you know, we get there, the whole assault, and it's fantastic. The aerial dogfighting in the Star Wars movies, to me, it's never my favorite part. I love the trench run in A New Hope, but aside from that, I might need to rewatch Return of the Jedi, but it's not my favorite parts. I'm more like, take a lightsaber and cut some shit. But this one was fantastic and impressive, smashing Star Destroyers together to break the force field, all these different things. Really great action, fantastic. You know, Gareth Edwards did Godzilla. The scale of the AT-ATs walking around shooting the insignificant little people, stuff like that he did really good. The action, I know the whole climax was reshot and that's all the reshoots were mostly. They changed a lot of things. Originally they were all going to live, but in this, I was surprised. You know, I was like, okay, I know they're not an episode like A New Hope and on, but so what? Maybe they were tired, like, well, we went through a lot of shit. I'd like to enjoy my life in the galaxy now. Other people are going to handle it. That guy with the lightsaber. I don't want to be an asshole and spend the whole movie trying to predict what's going to happen. I want to let it wash over me and enjoy it, so I wasn't actively waiting for them to all die. When they started dying, I'd go, oh shit, like they killed Riz Ahmed. Well, I don't really care. He was kind of pointless and useless. And then, oh shit, Forrest Whitaker, he was useless. But then like K2SO and Donnie Yen, those two hurt me. I was like, my boys, they died. And then Donnie Yen's buddy died. I like that. He's walking out there shooting like, fuck you, pussy. Then we get down to it. Cassian and Jyn Erso, they're there. They take out Krennic and they send up they beam it up with their email to get the plans out there. And then the whole planet blows up from the Death Star strike. It's like, that's okay. It's mature, it's dark. All our main characters just died. They're all dead. It's not happy. It's a dark movie in that way. But, you know, the characters aren't the most memorable characters. They're kind of weak. I love K2SO, Donnie Yen, and Jyn Erso is pretty damn good. Everyone else kind of, like they're fine but forgettable, so I'm not super sad about it. Like Stranger Things or The Iron Giant. Good examples of like getting invested in characters, and if something bad happens, weeping like a baby every time. That's good examples of like, that's how you know you love a character. And this, not the same at all. And they all die, and then the plans go to the rebel blockade thing that's going on, and that I'm like, oh shit, they're tying directly into New Hope. This is how it begins. And it's on that ship, and then they're lining up in the hallways, and I was thinking, oh, this is gonna go to like, and then it cuts. Maybe they'll show footage from the first movie, and then the lightsaber. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then Darth Vader like just fucks everyone up. And I was like, this is the best Vader action we've seen. We've seen him fight Obi-Wan like two old men and kick Luke's ass twice, and Luke kicks his ass, and those were good. But this is the best Vader action hands down. It's so brief, but it's so nerdgasm everywhere. Oh, the back of everyone's head was covered in it. Oh, it was so good. And then the poor son of a bitch gets stuck in the door. He's like, take this shit, come on. And then he strikes him down. They ship off, and then it's that ship. And then they're shooting at each other. Princess Leia gets it. It means hope. That really was the best way. We get the coolest Vader scene ever. We get Leia, this direct bridge. Episode 4 and Rogue One, like that. Connected perfectly. There's other great little connecting characters. he doesn't like you. I don't like you either. Watch where you're going. Like, little things like that where it's like, oh, look, C-3PO and R2-D2. That's cute. Like, little things that connect, but then right there, the bridge. They're together. One leads into the other brilliantly. It sends you on such a high note. Really, your geek nerdgasm boner's just throbbing. Like, oh my god. Really, that's how I felt. That's how I felt watching the end of the movie. It sends you on such a high note. I love it in that way. It has some flaws. The characters are a little weak. Okay, there's some wasted scenes. A squid scene for no reason, and the character development for half of them is very weak. Okay, could have used a little more Vader. Okay, I still think it's a fucking awesome movie. My enthusiasm's lessened a little bit, but still, so much of it works. It's such an awesome movie. I love it to death. It was really enjoyable. So yeah, it's got some flaws, but I still really enjoy it. I'm gonna drop my rating that I've given it down, and it's not an A+ movie, but I'd give it an A-. It's still fantastic, incredible, one of my favorites of the year. A great Star Wars movie. Comment below, tell me your thoughts on all the spoilerific, awesome nerdgasm over the back of everyone's headedness. That's not a real word. Am I forgetting anything else? There was other scenes, but the main stuff was like CGI Tarkin and Leia, Vader kicking ass, everyone dies. Yeah. So, comment below, tell me your thoughts on Rogue One, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.